Okay, okay, welcome everyone. Let's see if we've got everything up and running. All right, awesome. So, welcome, first of all. If it's the first time for you to really see me, talk to me, um, I really appreciate you being here. It's been a while since I've been live on Facebook, so please forgive me if I'm not um, perhaps engaging. If you're trying to leave comments, okay, awesome. But I know I'm live in the group, which is the most important thing. And I dropped the link to this Zoom meeting with the password, which is 123456. If you wanted to join me on Zoom, or if you just wanna just watch from the Facebook group, I'll do my best to also keep an eye on the comments. But yeah, so this is gonna be primarily a meditation. So really, there's not so much I wanna necessarily say, although I will, share whatever I feel called to share um, at any moment during the meditation. And then that will last for about 20 minutes, maybe a bit longer. Just want to show you the beautiful watch I get to I get to use. It's not real gold, just so you know, fortunately, but it is a nice touch. And yeah, and then after the meditation, happy to have a bit of a discussion. If anyone wants to join once again on the Zoom meeting, feel free. Please just mute yourself if you do, or if you want to just drop a comment, or if you're watching a recording, by all means, feel free to comment, ask questions, or just share whatever you feel called to share. So I'm just gonna do something here, and then we can get started. So, if in the meantime you do want to make yourself comfortable, my recommendation would be to just make yourself comfortable, whatever that means to you. You don't necessarily need to sit cross-legged or or anything. You know, you can just sit down. You can lie down. You can even stand up. You know, I do like to meditate on my bed, cross-legged most of the time, but just for the purpose of this call, uh, I will be sitting down, which I think it's also a nice posture, you know, to meditate, just sitting down. And ideally, you want your chair to be comfortable and really supporting you. You don't want to sit on a old wooden stiff chair unless you're doing that for a specific reason. Okay, maybe you really like that chair. All right, so just do that, and I'll be back in a second, and we can just drop in and get started. Okay. Okay, awesome. So, what I was planning to do, once again, depending on the technology, if it supports me here, I wanted to wait. See, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Share sound and Google Chrome, and I wanted to actually keep this video in the background. Ideally, it's not going to be too loud. Let me just check if it plays on my end. All right. I can hear it. I hope you can also hear it. So let me just check if anyone is in the comments. Not yet. Okay. Awesome. So unfortunately, given that I'll be looking at that on my screen, I'm not going to see any comments during the meditation. And this is the thing, if you're looking for any type of music to go with the meditation, I find that most meditation music videos on YouTube are great. I personally prefer really soft music. Some like to meditate with drumming and guitars and flutes and all those kind of things. I actually usually prefer this kind of really sounds. So, but that's just a personal preference. It doesn't have to be. You can do whatever you want, which is really one of the opportunities here. So we can say that we're starting now. Truly, I think it's meditation is very much about trying to access the sort of deeper state that it's really always available, and so perhaps as you sit down or lay down or closed your eyes for a moment, or perhaps the moment you started hearing the background music, you might have already noticed that you've dropped in, which is a way of saying you started to unhook or disconnect or move your awareness from your ordinary mind, which is usually chatting and keeping us busy, very busy for most of our days. But truly, that is just one place where we can sort of locate our awareness. We can very easily move from the ordinary mind down into our body, and that usually is that might be a pleasant sensation or a not so pleasant sensation, because our bodies are really extremely attuned and sensitive machines. So there's usually a lot going on in our bodies too. And just allowing yourself to notice those things without judging, without wishing that they go away, is a very good step towards releasing from your ordinary mind. So let's start with gently and really trying to not judge anything that we might come across, but let's start by truly scanning our body. So we want to do, first of all, inhale. And then exhale. What I do like to do is to actually hold my breath for a few seconds in between the inhale and the exhale. You don't have to do it. I like it, so I do it. Okay, so let's try again. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how simply, quickly, and effortlessly we can actually step into a potentially very different state than we were just a few minutes ago. So let's try to pay attention to our head. To start with, you might feel sensations. The top of your head, inside your skull. There's usually a lot going on in there, so it's totally normal to feel sensations. Once again, we're not trying to understand. We don't want to judge. We don't want to explain or find a reason why. We're just looking. We're just observing. Then move your awareness to your nose. And as you breathe in, see if you can actually feel the air flowing into your nose. And coming out or in through your mouth. There's no need to get too hung up on the breathing. However it's happening, it's okay. And then we can move down to our throat. Once again, you might have a lot of sensations here. Our throats work hard for us. You know, they let us speak, sing, eat. You know? So you might feel different types of sensations, or you might not feel anything at all, and that's also fine. Now, as you start paying attention to your throat, you can also pay attention to your neck. What I'm going to do is actually move to a dimmer light here, so please don't mind. Alright. I've done this because I noticed that my eyes were getting a bit fatigued. So you might notice that as well, meditation. And just be okay with it. You might have thought for now that you were comfortable, and now you start maybe feeling not so comfortable anywhere in your body. Or like me, the light might be too bright, or the sound might be too loud. If you can do something about it, just do it. Don't judge yourself, because we thought you had to be totally comfortable and totally at peace from the first moment we started this meditation. And as effortlessly as we can, we're really trying to disassociate with everything that has been occupying our world. Perhaps for a very long time. Because our mind will always have opinions about everything that's going on around you, things that are happening, things that are not happening, goals you had set for yourself, bad habits you're trying to break free from, but perhaps you're not quite able to just yet. And we can ask ourselves how much our input in any of these circumstances is truly needed. It's a challenge, of course, to accept, surrender, but I believe there's a universal wisdom that, when you think about it, possibly knows best, way more than our powerful yet limited minds. This universal wisdom that you might refer to in whichever way you want. It's responsible for, well, the universe itself existing. It's responsible for us existing. Responsible for the planet and the sun that this planet is orbiting around. It's been orbiting around for quite a few billion years, as far as we know. Could be wrong. The universal wisdom that was responsible for your parents meeting just at the right time, just in the right place, right set of circumstances led to your very existence. Now, imagine if this universal wisdom, which is sometimes referred to as God, Christianity is sometimes referred to as the Father. So if you want, you can envision it as a person, maybe male, maybe female, maybe neither, maybe both. And I want to give you this little image that came to me yesterday. Imagine if you had a board of directors inside of you, and they were all sitting at this big table, like a conference table. And the universal wisdom you can picture as a man or a woman who's sitting, in the center of the table. And by everyone else sitting at that table is recognized without a doubt as the wisest, one that knows best, one that knows the most. And imagine that perhaps your mind was sitting somewhere else on the table. Who do you think should be making the decisions and the choices? Between those two people? Of course, your mind can have an opinion. But ultimately, that person, mind, fully trust that the other person, universal wisdom sitting at the center of the table, probably knows best. And so, is it really that hard to consider that perhaps everything that's ever happened to you, everything that's happening to you, everything that will ever happen to you is just part of a much bigger plan? And you can trust the plan because ultimately the plan got you here in the first place. It wasn't your brain that got you here in the first place. You see that? It didn't exist yet. And we don't want to take away from the fact that the brain and the mind, logic, rationality is beautiful and powerful and useful tool. We just want to inquire about whether you should really obsess, get stressed out about, and feel like it needs to have a say, be in control of everything that's ever happened and that will ever happen. Finally, I want to point out to you that while quieting the mind wasn't necessarily the primary objective of this meditation, possibly your mind got a lot quieter over the last few minutes. Just by choosing to move your awareness away from it. Once again, it's not a fight, it's not an argument, it's not us against the mind. The mind is part of us, thankfully. This is actually about helping your mind truly shine, truly access its greatest potential by decluttering it from a lot of the stuff that's going on. A bit like if you had a very talented and someone with great potential on your team, you might not want to overload him or her with loads of low quality tasks. Just trust that the right people, the right circumstances, everything you need will be taken care of, as I believe Jesus said in the Bible. Might be wrong. I believe he said something along those lines, and many other spiritual teachers around the world. So let's just sit in silence for a few more minutes. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this meditation, but if you didn't, in the sense that perhaps the meditation actually essentially allowed for unpleasant emotions and feelings to become more visible and present, that's also okay. Sometimes when we allow for those emotions to be noticed and come up, it can be quite a lot to take, especially if you haven't allowed for this kind of space for quite some time, or maybe never. So just know that it's okay. And if you want to discuss or maybe seek some help or just have a chat in regards to that or anything else that we discussed today, by all means, just reach out. All right. I'll be doing these on Saturdays for the foreseeable future at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's 7 p.m. Central European time. And I'm sure you can convert it to your time zone, depending on where you are. I know some of you are down under, so might not be ideal, but we'll see. Might do it some other times. Finally, I want to offer you that this is, to me, truly the most important work. It's not really work, but it's just a word I'm using here. This is my opinion, but I think if we look outside and see things we don't like, the best thing to do might not be to try and change them, because it's quite unlikely that we'll manage to. And that's not to say that if a cause or something is very dear to your heart, you shouldn't interfere, or you shouldn't, actively trying to change things. But also realizing that perhaps those things are happening for reasons that we don't understand, and that is also okay. Whatever that is, could be something personal, could be something global, right? But if we keep on hurting ourselves in the pursuit of trying to change things, that will leave us very weak. It might even do some serious damage. So, once again, just my opinion. And yeah, if you're watching a recording, you want to drop a comment, by all means, feel free. If you're listening to an audio version, by all means, feel free to add or not. If you don't want to, that's also fine. But your feedback will definitely help me. Will guide me. Okay. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.